And when I stepped in this position, I stepped into Talbot County in the worldwide pandemic, okay, which was, Chuck, are you nuts, doing this? But I sort of felt like, I've been doing this for 7 years, and council voted me to be president. So I had the opportunity to show them in the community that I could be president, and they needed a leader to lead us through this. So right out of the gate, we needed to hire a new county manager, okay, because Andy was leaving, which had been there for a long time and done a fantastic job. So that was number one. Number two, I was going to have a financial director. She was leaving. That's number two. Number three, I had the law office. Our counsel was leaving. So I had three. So I had human resources, number four. One of my number one priorities was hiring a new county manager. Fortunately, Mr. Clay Stamp stepped up to the plate and took on the job. So what that meant, I had another fifth person to replace. I'm very proud to say that I was involved in hiring Clay, hiring a new acting attorney, a new finance director, and a new HR person, which finished. So what the council has done, we've done a little bit of a different format on this. So we've hired an outside attorney that's going to handle our business. He doesn't necessarily, he just works for us part-time. But council got together and we chose to do this one year trial and error thing to see if this was going to work. And so far, Patrick Thomas has been fabulous. So he's there when we need him. Everybody knows me now. I'm huge on customer service. My background is customer service because I own my own business and I'm with people every day, and I want people to be treated like I'd want to be treated. So, I'm a little bit anal about it, but we have an opportunity now with some of these department heads that are running these departments in making some customer service evaluations on how we're implementing some of the technology, because we're dealing with new technology now, and council has stepped up to the plate, and we've got a new system that's going to help customer service with what you just said on the website. Council has allowed us to go outside and hire some more people to see contractors to help the impact of the last 6 to 8 months because of so much building. So this council is trying to do a little bit of different things to try to save the taxpayers money and not all of a sudden just hire somebody when we might be able to hire outside help to help us. So it's really more of a customer service, business type of atmosphere that we're trying to work on to solve a lot of things. Yeah. So it's going to be a safety complex, and we haven't quite, we're in the process of planning what we're going to do and what a safety complex means. The safety complex could have several buildings around it with maybe 20 years from now, maybe council's out there or something, So who knows what it's going to be, but we're going to start with the sheriff's department and see how that works. And then kind of expand from that. So I don't want to say a whole lot about something, and it's in fairness to council. I don't want to give too many surprises away, but we got really good things coming about that. First of all, is stabilize the pandemic, okay? Because we're not out of it, but it's a lot better. Number two is to make sure that we're there for these businesses, okay, to stabilize grant money for these businesses. Cassandra Van Hooser has been a blessing in disguise for all the stuff that she's done through this pandemic, and we've gave millions of dollars out to these businesses, because that's first and foremost very important to a council, that we stabilize these businesses, keep things going in Talbot County, and be there for them. We're going to be coming out with in the next week or so, we're going to be coming out with now Dr. McGuire, runs the health department, which is, by the way, been fantastic in her team, okay? And the relationship between the county and the health department in the last year and a half, what I've seen has been really great. And the past health department person that retired, Frida Wadley, she was great too. So, you know, Dr. McGuire and me as president and she as director of health department, you know, it was something that was very unique. You know, we jumped into a situation that was tough on what to do. And I think we have both stepped up and figured out the dynamics, what to do, not do. And it's a trial and error. You know, when you have all these shots fired at you, you don't know how, she didn't know how many shots she was getting, you know, every week. You know, it was almost a day-to-day operation on how to do this. So, you know, they figured it out. We've figured it out. We've all worked out as a big team. You know, and I'm sure we'll debrief on some of all this stuff down the road in the next several months when we get past a lot of this and get a little bit out of the danger zone. And then we'll move forward on, you know, being more prepared. If something flares up in a year or two, we'll be more prepared. In the last month or so, I've seen, you know, St. Michael's, Oxford, the crowds, you know, I mean, it is. And I'm really happy for the retail people, you know, to get back in business and start making some money. It's a complex situation in my eyes, okay? First of all, right out the gate here, I'm going to be very careful what I say because we're under a lawsuit. Second of all, this statue's been there for 115, 116, 17 years. And I'm not going to jump the gun on what to do with it right now. The other night, okay, we had our first meeting, and I thought it went fantastic. I couldn't have asked for a better audience and more respectful audience that I had in front of me. I couldn't have. And I want to tell everybody I really appreciate that. And I told them that. I think things are going respectfully. Are we going to need to be doing something and figure something out with this? Sure we are. Sure we are. But I want everybody to understand something. When you react and do something, then there's another act that happens after that. So when you want something removed and something that controversial, you better make sure you have your act together before you come out with that idea. Keep in mind, you just don't remove something. That's a piece of history, and that means a lot to a lot of people. So you just don't take something to move and get it out of the way. I think I want the community to understand that they've got leadership here that's going to, first of all, pull us out of a pandemic, that's for sure. And we're going to work through this some of these tough issues in Talbot County, and we're going to be all fine.